Hello. Welcome to the Anything More Anything Goes. My name is Miguel, and today I'm joined by this guy with his weird cutoff hat, and I think he's becoming a ventriloquist dummy. How you doing?
Well, what happened? Oh my God.
Where did I go?
Jeez Louise. I was possessed by that amazing intro.
Thanks, man.
How are you, buddy?
I'm sleepy. You know, my usual BS on a Wednesday, where I've been up since 3:30 today. They tried to call me in.
We really up in the game now.
Yeah. I don't want. I got 2 weeks left. 2 weeks, and then I'm actually switching departments, so I'm going to become a night guy again officially.
Damn, dude.
I'm going to go from the
welcome back.
The 6 a.m.s to the 2:30 p.m.s.
So glad to have you back.
Yay! So welcome to the main episode. Welcome to episode. I think it's 55. Honestly, it's funny because, you know, the podcast, we've talked about it before. We have this timeline of how things are going to go and what our focus is. And now that we're in like the summer movie season and blah, 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 blah. Like,
humana.
Not that the main episode isn't our focus, but we're so like, man, I got to see this movie and then I got to review this movie. And then we got to do a tier list on this movie. And then we get to the main and we're like, what do we have to do for this one?
I tell you.
It's good though.
But, you know, we make do with it, you know.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's going to be a busy summer, but that's okay.
I'm fine with it, man.
You kind of just make do with it. So
you're doing your good thing. I'm doing my good thing.
They have to give us $1 million. YouTube. We got to start getting $1,000 an
I mean, bro. By the time this goes up, 150 subs. So W. Shout out to the people.
Shout out
I don't
to my
understand,
boys.
man. That's what's crazy. We went from like, I think we just kind of stayed around like 20, 30 subs we stayed at like 15 to 20 subs from like the start of the EOG Bowl up until like January of this year. And then from January to I think it was like the beginning of May, the first week of May, we shot up to 100. And then from May 1st to now today is May 24th, we're at 150.
I don't understand it, but I'm glad you guys like our buffoonery.
I just appreciate it.
So
everybody loves our Fast and Furious opinions.
Of course. Especially people saying, what are you talking about?
Where they're like, I'm so confused for real.
Today's misogynistic quote of the day. Florida man wins women's poker tournament, sparking debate about men in women's sports. A Florida man drew ire over the weekend when he entered and won a women's poker tournament at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in the Sunshine State via Fox article by Ryan Gatos. Dude, that's funny.
You keep knocking these out of the park. That's like he's clearly not.
Look at the video, bro. Look at that. He's so satisfied. Look at that.
Wait, it's playing, man. Hold on.
Oh my God, dude. That is, dude. Oh my God. That, and what's worse is the video of the chick. She's just like, if you can't notice, listen, bro, that's baller as shit. First of all, the thing is, if you're mad about it, who the fuck let him in? You know what I mean?
It's so
and secondly, who the fuck said gambling is a sport? What are you talking about?
Well, hold on.
One more spin, you can win? Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, that's different. That's a slot machine. There's such a different... Matt, listen.
No,
I'm not good at card games, but you cannot say poker and slot machines are the same thing and be like, no, that's not a sport. I don't... The only skill that I'll give any... semi-pro to professional poker tournaments is that listen, if you've seen Casino, if you've seen Rayman, you've seen any of the movies, which by the way, it's not 100% accurate, but just hear me out. Or even if you hear about card bettors and stuff like that, they're really good at counting the cards. So I will give you that. There is a certain level of endurance, skill, intelligence, and knowledge of probability. Like, those do play a factor into it. However, that being said, this is the type of shit that makes me just say equal rights, equal fights. Right? Equal fights, whatever, right? So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, the part that annoys me, right, is like, okay, he's there, but who let him in? Dog. Does he look like he has a cooch? He looks like Santa Claus. You're going to sit here and tell me that's fucking... I can't. I think that's...
She said, good luck, not really. Bro, that's so fucking pitiful. And the worst part about it is that he's just going to sit there and he's so satisfied.
Why are they so petty about it?
How much you want to bet, though? Like, he wasn't even like... I bet you like this wasn't even like something that he intentionally wanted to do. Who knows? Let me look more in the article here. Yeah, I don't know.
That's cool.
Is there any quotes by him? I'm looking around.
Oh no, I'm sure they went like, "Hey sir, can we interview you?" And he was like,
I bet you he was just dragged into it. I don't know why. That's just how. Like, I'm not trying to fully defend the guy because it's also too like. I mean, then again, do you really think about that?
Filmed with permission.
Filmed with permission.
So I
do you really think about that with? Do you really? But answer me, right? Like, do you think that this like causes a spark for a debate? Because you could also have like women that are better at poker than this guy too. You know, it's kind of all over the board. I think the lady who posted it was the one who sparked the conversation, not so much the man himself, if that makes sense. Because the way it was drawn out was pushed that way. But that's just me personally. That being said, I don't know.
I got to tell you,
we need more information from the guy. That's the thing.
Hit him up. His at is linked below.
Bro.
No, dude, honestly, I gotta say, the last couple of weeks, you've really been hitting it out of the park with these Florida stories, because I always deliberately don't open the link until, you know, the minute that you start to read them on the stream. And it's great. I gotta tell you, I love it. I mean,
did you know? Don't thank me, thank the world, baby. Thanks Seminole County Hard Rock Hotel for letting this guy fucking play poker, dude.
Dude, you know what I just learned too?
What?
Completely unrelated from the Florida man story. You know how if you hit F3, you get Launchpad and it launches all your stuff up and you can see the different like desktops that you have on the top, right? Like if you have a thing full screen, you can move around it. Did you know with multiple monitors, you can move those back and forth? Actually,
yeah. I do remember. Well, because it's been a minute, but I had like when I had the MSI and an HP setup, that's how I did it sometimes. Sometimes I would just do like class on one screen and I'd be just producing on another one or something.
Oh no, but I'm saying you can like if I launch pad up, like I have the Safari and the Discord on one side and then like the stream on the other. And I had them one way to where I was like looking away from the camera and I was like, oh, I wonder if I could just drag these and you could just like launch pad up and swap them back and forth. I didn't know that.
Very nifty.
So now I got this is cool. Okay, anyway, great job on the Florida man story today, Matt.
Damn, bro. You just manspreaded my whole Florida man story.
I really did.
You know who else is manspreading is Max. Just kidding. I have no fucking reason why. I didn't read this yet. What happened here? Max is
HBO Max is officially changed its name to Max. Yes.
Okay.
Same shit. Different color palette. Different name. They launched a couple new things with it. I actually haven't opened the app. So I don't know if the OS is actually any different. But it's just... I think it's so funny that
it kind of
HBO
just looks the same though.
It does. HBO has had such a problem with their services for years. You had HBO Go, and then it was HBO whatever, and then they were like, "No, we're going to launch one thing in total. It's going to be maxed out HBO Max." And now they're like, "We're just maxed out on Max Crack Max, man."
Hey man, but give Max credit, bro. They're kind of coming up with some heat as of recent. And plus, I don't know. I feel like their selection for movies, I don't know. I've been liking them a lot more.
It's pretty heat. It is pretty good. I will have to watch both those Shazam.
Yeah, we will. Oh, no, 100%. I still got to watch that. Well, we also have to watch Continental on there, too. But,
that's right. Shit, that's going to be fun.
Did they? So then do they? I didn't. So what? Now, $19.99, 4K. You need $19.99.
You have to have the highest tier to get 4K.
What's the lowest? Like 10? 12?
I think so. I'm pretty sure they just launched one with ads, too.
I hate that shit. Nothing aggravates me more than I'm looking at Hulu when they do that shit to me. And I'm like, dude, come on. Like, I get it. You know, we all trying to struggle and eat out here, you know, but, you know, like, I don't know. Like, I kind of get it from some perspective because, you know, they need money and shit.
Yeah, well, everybody.
But still, it's also like they make a lot of fucking money.
They really do. So. I think it's funny, too. They're just another one of the services right now that's, like, cutting content off because they don't feel like paying people.
Which is hilarious. They're like
lose money.
They're literally the Writers Guild final boss. Well, no, they're like the first boss. Netflix is the final boss.
Netflix is one of the big ones.
So speaking of Netflix, though, password sharing Crackdown is here, and it costs $7.99 a month via The Verge. Oh
my god!
I don't.
People just keep putting up that.
I already know how you think, but
People keep putting up the screenshot of Netflix talking in 2017 where like love is sharing a password. First of all, I think that's fucking hilarious, and I don't care how many times I see it. I think this makes sense though. It's Netflix's gradual downfall.
Yeah,
we all knew it was going to happen.
Of course, but the thing is, I find it so funny that they don't realize that the fundamental principles, what it's built upon, with the Netflix culture, so to speak, because you hear me out, right? Because you have the shows, right?
Yeah.
You have, of course, the password sharing, and like they kind of have like their own style of shows too, right? Like you kind of know what a Netflix show looks like.
Yeah,
and people love them. Like they eat them up like crack. And they make so many.
Netflix just puts out so much shit, okay?
Yeah,
and it's not all good. A lot of it is really bad.
Hey, hold on. You got to realize something. Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. A lot of it's shit, but 30% of it kind of hits though.
Okay? 30, Matt, but the ratio.
No. I understand. I know, but you got to understand too. Like sometimes there's a diamond in the rough. You just got to go look for it. Let's watch another show that's a horror movie of some kind that kind of follows the same color palette and is possible even by the same director.
Probably.
But
maybe even the same cast.
So their planning structure is so bad. So I guess this is additional to your plan, whatever it costs every month. So you mean to tell me per person outside of my household. So if you think about my household for a second, all right, so we pay the max one, which I guess at this point is $15.49 a month with the 4K and the extra screens and shit. But I'm still like, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
Here's one thing. Here's one thing I can levy with though. Something I can levy with. They should do something like what YouTube TV does, or even Hulu. I don't know if you've like used like the cable packages with them.
No.
But what they do is they check your zip code based off your IPM, so they can see if you're in the same household. So here's my thing. If it's just talking outside of the household, okay, maybe, right? If they started doing that shit with all your accounts in household, oof.
No.
Dog, that'd be fucked.
It would be
still fucked either way, though, because
well, you know what they should do?
What?
It would make more sense if you lower the price. You're sharing your password. Honestly, it would be so much more viable if they were like, hey, for every person that you share your password with, it's another $1.99.
Yeah.
So that you can still give your shit out to like 10 different people, but then you just wind up paying for it. That seems much better than going, $8 plus on top of your fucking package.
I think they would probably do that when the shit gets tough. Because you think about it, right? It's either they could take the lower hit and get more individual users, right? And then like what you're saying, that'd be smart, because then either way, people who are used to paying that extra money would round that back up, if that makes sense. So like people who are used to paying the $15.49, nothing would change. But the option to have 4K and maybe going back down like $8 or $9.99, it's actually not too bad. So that's a good idea too.
It makes a lot of sense.
But I don't know, man. I know, because I think we were talking about in the family group chat today too. Thankfully for me, admittedly, I do care because there are good shows on there, but because of what we were talking about with the bulk shit content, I watch YouTube, so I'm not totally.
Bro, I don't
that's be a really good show.
If we're talking streaming services again, because you and I managed to talk about this very frequently. I just got YouTube Premium unintentionally because I wanted to download YouTube shit for the flight. I figured I'll pay for it for 1 month. YouTube Premium is the shit. Just like you, I spend all my time on YouTube.
It's amazing.
Hulu I don't use except to watch Always Sunny right now, and then I'm sure once we're done with that, if there's no other show, I'll cancel it. Netflix, I hop on Netflix once in a while, and that's only if like a comedian I really like drops a special, or there's that one show that shows up, and even then it's like season 4 came out. I watched half of it, and that was it. What else is there? Disney Plus is just like an event thing. Marvel or Star Wars or whatever shows up, then you're like, I have to fucking tune in. Pay for it yearly. I don't give a shit. And then HBO Max is like, I got a movie to watch. Or if we want to watch Game of Thrones again.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, I think we're both on the same page with that. It's a very situation-based thing.
Yeah.
Like, because we have to really be interested in such a show.
Exactly.
And it happens from time to time.
Oh, you know what? Let me ask you, right? If you had to choose, on one side, you've got your streaming services now that you do, but no YouTube. Or
no.
YouTube Premium, but no other streaming services.
I mean, that's a dumb question for me. Yeah, YouTube Premium, hands down.
YouTube all the fucking way.
No, because here's the thing too, right? Because
there's so much variety on YouTube.
there's variety. There's actually like a lot of people practically just make fucking like YouTube content is like TV within itself.
Yes.
So and honestly, it's better. And I think I watched a video essay about it the other day. And the reason why people like YouTube so much is because it's made by people.
Yes.
And because of that, especially now with the access to video software and all that sort of stuff, like people are making like there's so many people. There's some people I should send you that I think you would see like this looks like it could be a TV show. Plus, I mean, look at it this way. I know not everyone's the biggest fan about it, but think about it this way too. Instead of paying and this sounds very counterintuitive, right, to what streaming really is.
Yeah.
But remember back in a time where it's like you only really paid for the one movie that you wanted to see, right?
Yeah.
So that's my thing too. So YouTube should do some shit like that too. I'm surprised they haven't done that already. I mean, I'm sure they kind of do.
Like renting movies through YouTube?
But not rent. Well, sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. What I mean to say is like that's nice to have that option, right? But the thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of years, the thing that YouTube, especially like Red and YouTube TV, should really pick up is just getting into just the movie licensing world and start streaming those out, because they already make enough money through YouTube AdSense with your creators. Yeah. Why not just put them together?
Put some free shit in there.
And whatever people say about YouTube, I mean, think about it. At the end of the day, there are people who are making $1,000 on a video like 5 times a week. Do the math. There's kids channels with them playing with fucking toys. Dude, you're going to a 40 fucking hour a week job.
And this little kid.
And that little shit's playing with Legos.
Wait, what the fuck just happened?
$2 million a year, bro.
Camera, come back. Hold on.
Oh my God.
A couple don't see, Matt, when you think about it, it makes it worse. Just don't think about it.
It makes me upset. It's a reason.
50,000 on my head is disrespect.
Listen, I enjoy what we do, but if you offer me $1 million to go play with fucking Batman
100%,
Spider-Man,
Matt,
do toy
that's
reviews,
not even a question. Okay,
nah, we would this wouldn't be the anything bowl. This would be the toy bowl.
100%, Matt. You want me to move the green screen right now so I can show the people all the fucking toys behind me?
Nah, don't embarrass yourself.
All the Funko Pops, literally right on the other side of the fucking green screen right now. If I turn the camera to the left, it is a fountain of fucking Star Wars Legos and shit. And just like that one Bakugan I got in 2006 that I don't want to get rid of, okay? I don't want to fucking hear about it. If we got the option tomorrow, Matt, I would quit my job in a heartbeat. And usually, I don't like to burn bridges. I would walk in there and tell them to go fuck themselves. I would burn every bridge.
For $1 million? Why would you want to be on good terms?
It's not even $1 million. I don't give a shit about $1 million, dude. If somebody came up to me and was like, your career from now on is we're going to give you toys and you're going to open them and just talk about them, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it. All right. What else?
It is so fucking
What do you want me to do? Do I have to do it upside down?
Talking about unrealistic careers, let's talk about Logic Pro and Final Cut Pro actually coming to the iPad Pro.
Wait, Matt, I don't have that link. Hold on. Wait.
Okay, go home.
Even though I'm the one that put it in.
We got too into it. It's fine. I get it.
I'm sorry. I turned on my camera for you too on Discord, so now you can see me screaming at things.
Oh, dude. So, I've done some research behind this because I'm the residential music nerd, and
of course.
Great news. From what I heard from most producers, it works like Logic, as you'd expect.
Yay!
And it's even better, actually, with the touch controls because it's enhanced, but it's not like a GarageBand situation where it's all toyish. Like, it's professional tools, which is cool.
Yeah. Which is fun. I'm surprised it took so fucking long because GarageBand and Logic are roughly the same thing.
I have some great fucking news for you, though.
Okay.
If you want... So this is... I'm not sure if it mentions it here in the... I want to see if it mentions in this Verge article. If not, there's been rumblings about it. I'm trying to see about pricing.
$4.99 a month.
There you go. That shit pisses me off. Because why the fuck? Because all these fucking, not even just Apple now. Like you think Adobe and all of them.
I'm so tired of fucking subscriptions.
So tired of subscriptions, bro. It doesn't make it better. Just what? Even
$50 for the year.
No. I'm going to tell you why. Because here's the thing, right? So I use Logic to record these podcasts, right?
So do I.
But I use Ableton to make music.
Which is gay.
People complain with Ableton that you have to pay for every update. But think about it, right? The update has so much shit that they don't update the program for maybe like, I think 11 came out in like 2018, 2019. It is 2023. We've had 5 or 6 years. I want you to guess how much on average an upgrade is.
$200.
It's $100 for 6 years.
How'd I know?
Yeah, you knew. $100 for 6 years on average. I think if you had the full suite, maybe 200, right? But you're still talking $200, right? Versus if you had 6 years at $50 a piece, what is that, like $350,
Well,
$400?
see, but you got to think about it differently. You're talking about a desktop class suite. This is not that. This is a miniaturized version of a desktop class suite on an iPad. And to be honest, right? Look at the differences. On Ableton, depending on the hardware you have, hypothetically speaking, you have your M2 chip in your Mac Mini. You throw Ableton in there, you're throwing fucking track after track after track, like everything that you have looped around and shit, and you could push the machine. And if you wanted to, you could go M2 Pro, M2 Max, M2 fucking whatever, up the RAM, have this beefy machine, same program, but you could push it further. How far do you really think you could push like Logic on an M2 iPad?
You can push it pretty far.
I'm sure you can, but
let's be clear something, because now these pros, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But they have the M chips now too, right?
Yes, they do. The chip in that iPad is the same chip in your computer.
So understand that, like,
although I think
because listen, I don't run a lot, like with my projects, because I bounce a lot of stuff anyway, like putting in audio form. But I think even like some of the biggest project files I've had as of recent, if you guys are familiar, if whoever's listening, if you have like Serum and Analog Lab and Pigments and all that sort of stuff, right? Those are pretty CPU intensive. Yeah. I've probably had like maybe at least 30, 35 tracks already with a lot of those on. Yeah. Still not even cracking like 10%. So you move that. So here's the other interesting thing too. You can, I don't think a lot of people know, but even with the GarageBand, you can have third-party plugins.
Can you really?
You just have to. I'm pretty sure with the video that I saw from this producer I usually watch, he just hooked up a SSD through USB-C, and he just loaded everything on, and it's like you just go in the Files app and it's in there, because it's proprietary, like the Finder app in Mac.
Oh, you know what though?
So
I'm pretty sure, because while we're talking about the processing power. Maybe I will take it back. Maybe I'm wrong. M2 chip, powerful. Logic, push it heavy. Okay. Logic, right? Logic on iPad is supported on any iPad that's got like an A12 chip or newer. So hypothetically, I could run that shit on my little iPad mini. So maybe I'm wrong. And maybe it's just the lower tier M1 and earlier chips could be hit with something. I think my argument stands higher when we get to Final Cut on iPad.
Yeah. But even then, so like, the combined graphics engine in an M chip's not terrible.
Listen,
it's actually it stands up pretty well,
dude.
It
does, but when it comes to what I use it for, the M1 Max with my like 32 gigs of RAM, it does really well, but it still chugs when it comes to exporting these podcasts. And I feel like on an iPad, you might have to be attached to a wall or be attached to something else.
Yeah, I mean, video definitely is more power consumption, whatever the fuck.
Maybe my argument's wrong. I just think, talking about the subscriptions, I think you're right when it comes to Logic, but this is really not for the person that's going to have, or it shouldn't be. It should be for the person that does not want both. Ideally, you're not going to, because you and I also got away with murder with the $250 education bundle, but there's people that'll pay $250 for Final Cut or Logic, or like $500 for both. Something like this on iPad and just never having it on your desktop suite makes sense to me, because $5 a month really ain't shit. $50 for the year, that's fine. If you want to turn around and also have it on your Mac at home, and then you also want to pay $250 on top of that $50, then you're crazy and you're just wasting your money, because you can.
It depends on the support. I'll give it that much, because if it's actually decently supported, sure. But a lot of times, you pay monthly for these subscriptions and you don't really get too many packets, No. So that's my thing. Like, there's certain plugins like where it's worth it, right? Like, I think Analog Lab is a great thing for producers who, especially like if you want to pay for the plan, you can just get new synth patches every month by like sound designers, just as an example. But versus, with Logic, I'm not too sure, because the thing is, again, I'm just sticking to Logic, right? Final Cut may be a different story, right? But even then so. But like with both programs, it's like, I think I do agree with you partially where people have to realign their expectations and the capabilities of which these are capable of. Because again, it really, like the pro is in the name. I definitely expect professionals or semi-professionals or people trying to get into the field to use this.
Yeah.
Right.
But you also got to think of the price point.
I'm assuming they're going places and trying to have a portable setup. What were you going to say?
No, I was saying you also got to think of the price point in terms of like the power that you'll need. Because in theory, if you want to get an iPad Pro M2 with 60 gigs of RAM, it's going to cost you like $1,400 for an iPad.
Yeah.
And that's just the iPad. Then it's another $50 for the subscription. That's fucking too much.
It's a lot. But, you know, at least if we just don't talk about the pricing, right? I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that at least the optimization is fantastic.
Oh, dude, we've been waiting for this for years.
Because again, I didn't want no GarageBand bullshit. You know, like this actually looks pretty comprehensive. Like I see. I mean, it's even nice too because it has a chord. There's like a, I don't know what you call it. Ableton has, it's like a scale function. You know, it has all the synths and plugins from basic Logic library, which is nice.
I like the third party yet.
With the third party,
because I know third party plugins aren't on Final Cut yet.
Where does it say that?
I was watching the Verge review. The Final Cut third party plugins aren't in there, but I'm wondering if Logic is.
Oh, maybe. I'm not too sure. I just know from the producers that I saw that when they went to the early demos at this day, they said they could put it on, but I guess it's all going to be dependent upon the plugin. But yeah, I mean, it has sampler, it has everything you need, good
the
presentation.
The biggest thing you cannot do with the iPad version is load a lot of third-party plugins used in many desktop DAWs. So it supports some of them.
Okay, so we got a couple. Still not, but even then, so not as viable. So I don't know. I think it's still in the early stages. So hopefully this kind of develops into something more. I'm a little mildly disappointed.
I love this quote.
No
right
offense.
here, dude.
What did it say?
Logic Pro is supported on iPads with an A12 chip and above, which includes the 9th gen iPad, the lone remaining option with a headphone jack. Can you imagine? You walk into a school, you know, because they're all going to have either Chromebooks or like the 9th gen iPad. This kid's sitting there with his first gen Apple Pencil and his like first gen AirPods, and he's sitting there and he's trying to make a beat and trying to mix in like 5th grade. But like honestly, I'm saying it's funny, but that's the dream.
He could do one thing that the other kids can't do with this with a higher iPad, as plug it into the sound system. So, you know, you take it for what it is.
Can you plug an interface into an iPad Pro?
No, like a nah. Well, depends.
Because my interface is USB-C.
I mean, it's possible. I don't see why not. It's just the problem is that you need ASIO, which is the Focusrite driver installed, which most Macs come pre-installed with that. That's why people like using Macs for music because it's low latency.
Yeah.
When it comes to the iPads, I'm not too familiar. I don't know. I don't even know if they have drivers like that. So
oh, you know what? Guess what?
Probably Google it though. What?
I found it.
There you go.
And its Focusrite has the Focusrite sound now on iPad Pro. Official support of 3rd gen Scarlett Solo and Scarlett 2i2 extended to USB-C iPad Pro.
That is fucking nuts.
Can you imagine, dude? Just can you imagine being that guy that's walking around? You pull out your iPad. First of all, you pull out with the floaty keyboard, right? You pop that shit on. You open up Logic, and then you have to have this huge USB-C cable into your interface, and then you could just like, dude, that's the dream. We're finally there,
dude. Well, hopefully, all I could say is, this is a starting point. We'll see where it goes.
It is a starting point. I'm excited.
I'm a little skeptical, but we'll see.
I think I'm going to take a challenge. I'm going to download it because you get a free trial. I'll download it on the iPad Mini, see what it's like.
I was really going to do a review. Onward. Mortal Kombat 1 will perform a fatality on your hard drive. The reboot of the 1993 game will carry 100 gigabits of data. What the actual fuck?
First of all, Reboot. Crazy. How big of a Mortal Kombat fan are you? Because I know when it comes to me, fighting games outside of Dragon Ball Z are not my forte.
I dabble. I mean, I'm more so annoyed at the fact that, well, I mean, I'm not even really annoyed at this point. And frankly, I'm going to say this right now. If this is a big news story to most people, that's crazy to me because I don't know where the fuck these people have been, but That's kind of been the status quo for most new games. What, like 50 to 70 on the higher end? We ain't even got to talk about Call of Duty because Activision said I'm not allowed to play that anymore.
3 years ago is still like 170 gigabytes.
Yeah, dog. So I'm just like, be like everybody else and get an SSD. Like, stop complaining. This is bullshit. I know.
Grow the fuck up.
I know I sound like a privileged cuck that way, but I'm just saying, because
Listen,
it's like.
First of all, I bought you that SSD, so you are a privileged cuck.
I am a privileged. That's what I'm saying. I am a privileged cuck. But that being said, it goes to show you were right, and also get it. Just it's worth the money. Just
completely.
Get it.
Even if you got to do a payment plan, man, pay it off for 2 years. You'll be the happiest you've ever been having it like a 4 terabyte SSD.
See. The recommended specs are 64-bit processing, Windows 10, Intel Core i5 8400 or an AMD Ryzen 3600, 8 gigabytes of RAM, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 Ti or higher, or an AMD Radeon RX 5700, which is both good.
Well, it's basically saying all this stuff like you're gonna play, you're gonna play this game at 720p.
Yeah, so you're definitely gonna need normal. And then listen to the minimum one. It's i5 6600.
That's crazy.
GTX 980 RX 470. Oh my god. Well, at least it got DirectX 12 right. Dude,
I gotta tell you, dude,
well,
what this reminds me of, right, is we again kind of unrelated to Mortal Kombat. The people outside his house.
I didn't know who was there. I was like, wait a second, what the fuck?
Matt's got a nice house, bro. We were there over the weekend. Nice house, bro.
Yeah, no, thank you.
You got them high ass ceilings. We keep talking about. We haven't talked about it on the stream or on the podcast, but we keep talking about building PCs. I'm aiming for the fall, and I know that you want to do it as soon as possible. My big thing was I wanted to build the PC to play Black Ops 3 Custom Zombies on it. And I have to tell you, I found out that you can play Black Ops 3 on Mac, but you can't play multiplayer or custom zombies. So it's almost like it shouldn't exist. And $60, like an 8-year-old game.
No,
I'm excited. When are you building your PC? Is that still your goal? Is that still your aim, or are you gonna wait until like November, like me?
I'm aiming like July or August.
Can't wait.
That's gonna be the main goal.
So
time.
Cool.
So. Of course, we're going to play Mortal Kombat 1 first,
Yeah, whatever.
That's how we do.
Are you going to build the minimum with that i5 6600?
Yeah, no, I was thinking GTX 970, save a buck or two, Onward. Well, that wraps up the news for the week. Goes back to review time, baby. Let's go.
My feet be hurting.
Wood. You go first because you have a lot. I just have music this week. That's all I have.
I actually really
Why did I put the movies on? No, fuck that.
I have.
Anyway,
I thought that was funny. I just wanted to ignore it.
Nice.
All right, let me do. I got a movie, I got a game, and then I got music. So I'll burn through the 3 real quick.
Okay.
So first we got BVS, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition. Timmy and I just finished getting through it. As you know, we're working on the DCEU tier list coming up in a couple weeks, so we got to get through the movies one by one. I will continue to die on this hill. That this movie is amazing. This is a 3-hour like crazy black and white, not black and white, but like a monotone epic. And I gotta tell you, I love it, man. I don't care that people hate the original. I don't care that it really didn't do good in the box office. I don't care that people don't like Batman killing people with a fucking LMG. This is a great movie from top to bottom. Ben Affleck, as we've spoken about in our past snack times from 3-4 years ago, is the best looking Batman. I love the workout scene where he's just like a man the size of the entire room. And I still think it's not even impactful. I think it's hilarious. The Martha scene where they're like, whoa, that's his mother's name. He's like, that's my name too. We're friends now, man. Fuck.
Oh my God.
Great movie.
Dude, I gotta say, Batflex is a block of cheese in this movie, man.
He really is, dude.
He built.
And it's funny because you get from like here to the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League where you had the reshoots and Ben Affleck is just like a small man because he's done playing Batman. It's like a 180. Homie went from like this ultra wide fucking dude to just there's a fly in front of my face to just like a regular dude. It's funny. Anyway, great movie, top to bottom. I give it a 9 out of 10. It's just like a personal guilty pleasure.
Damn, that's pretty high. But
I know.
Fair. The action looks more fun in this movie, I must say. So
yeah,
excited to revisit it. So
which is very dramatic.
Fun. Yeah.
Secondly, we got Jedi Survivor. I actually finished it over the weekend.
Don't spoil it though.
I'm not going to spoil anything. There's a couple really good twists that threw. I was talking to Chris as I got through it. It threw him off guard. It threw me off guard, and I think you're going to fucking love it. We've spoken about Jedi Survivor a lot, from the initial reviews to our like halfway points, because you and I can't sit down and blaze through these games because we don't have time. We're adults, and now you have 2 jobs, so it's unrealistic to try and blaze through it. But I got to tell you, this fly, I'm going to eat you. All right, I'm going to find you. I'm going to eat your whole fucking family. This game is great.
That comment just popped out like a sore thumb.
I'm sorry.
Let's say.
I'm not at all.
Onward.
Dude, I just got it. Right, we talked about the optimization. We talked about the gameplay, and all of my opinions still stand. Really, now finishing it from a story standpoint, I'm just the worst part is that we have to wait another 3 or 4 years to get a sequel, because it's such a satisfying finale that I want more right now. And I know we're not going to get it for a while. And I feel like I know where the story is going to go. But it doesn't make me any less excited, even if it is predictable. And now I'm excited to do the exploring. I'm that guy right now that every time when I was doing the main story, I didn't care about exploring anything else. I think my exploration per world is 30 or 40% because I didn't do any of it. I just wanted to blaze through the story and see what's going to happen. So I'm excited now to just go through and find, the mini bosses, the Rancor and stuff, the things that somehow I never ran into, or the spawn of Ogdo Bogdo. I don't care about the fucking collectibles, but just exploring and having a good time, dude. Jedi Survivor is still a 9 out of 10. My only complaint is I don't like how difficult it is to find the collectibles. I want more customization for my lightsaber, which there is a fuck ton. But as it stands now,
that's why they're collectibles, guy.
Yeah, but I don't want to go fighting everything, man. I just want to do my own thing, and that's fucking it. And I'm probably gonna play some of it tonight.
More satisfaction with a little bit, but I hear you. What's your ranking out of 10?
I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
On the whole, a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
good.
Can't complain.
Yeah, because I'll say a little parlay with my part 3 impression. It's still pretty good. I'm an 8 out of 10.
There you go. All right. Hit you with the last one, my music review. I'm kind of like you. This week you didn't watch any movies. I just didn't listen to any kind of crazy music. Makeout put out a single a couple weeks ago that we talked about already, and it just had me going through the discography. So I went through Makeout's The Good Life. I saw them. So Makeout is just as I've said before, they're a stereotypical Warped Tour band. They were only around for a couple years, and then the lead singer left, and then the bassist left, and then they got a new lead singer and a new guitarist, and then the guitarist left. So now it's just the 3 of them. And it's crazy because the one guitarist is in 3 other bands, the drummer's in 3 other bands, but he lives in Australia. And it's just been this whole thing, like pre-COVID when they broke up, and they did this whole contest to find a new lead singer. And now they're touring a little bit, and they're trying to put out singles, and it's just very, not spotty is the wrong word, but it's very touch and go because they're trying to find their footing as basically an entire new band. It's just crazy to look at this first album because I think, 2017 hits a certain vibe. I went to see them at Warped Tour. I got the CD signed and everything. I think it's a phenomenal album. It falls very much so into the stereotype of, oh my God, man, he's a little whiny. He's trying to sing real high and real loud, and they're just talking about girls, and then there's a couple cringy bits oh my God, what is it? Open-minded. Exactly how you think it would sound. Talking about being open-minded and accepting. It's you're a little too much on the...
Hey, this Clockwork song was pretty good. I remember this one.
I'm pretty sure we tried to play some of their songs for whatever that band was we tried to do. Anyway, great album. If I had time, I'd go and grab it and have it signed sitting in the corner. But still a 9 out of 10. I fucking love them. I love this album. I wish that they could find their footing and give us some really good music, but the couple new singles have given me some hope. So here's to a nice... niche artist.
I'm not a bias. I didn't like this album when you showed it to me, but that's okay.
Fine, dog.
That's okay. It was a 1 out of 10. That's okay, Oh my God. Well, that was a quick little review for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine will be quick too because honestly, I was just listening to a lot of aggressive hip hop this week, starting with Lyfe with YEAT. I know I reviewed Afterlife, but for some reason, Lyfe is just better. Lyfe is just better. Not really, but well, the album's great, but my life isn't great.
Matt, you're doing so good. You're working in the music industry right now, dude.
So YEAT.
Everybody hit up Matt.
What is it? Everyone loves YEAT, bro. Fucking yeet him out the window. Nah, I love YEAT. The thing is, I was so slow when it came to him, but I gotta be honest with you. The more and more I listened, I was like, God damn. I was like, I'm kind of starting to get it the more times I listen to it. Because for me, I think my biggest complaint with the beats that I was making is that like no one liked having a lot of shit in there. But now most of these beats have a lot of shit in there now, so it's kind of fire. You know, a lot of like EDM mixed with the trap, and like it's pretty fun. And I think I'll just breeze through it. Some good tracks were like Flawless with Uzi. This fucking beat just goes crazy. This intro, you have the typical phone intro. You have like it's like what's your money shade means? It means I see the money. It's like okay, what about Kool-Aid money? Kool-Aid money means my money's sweet.
What?
I'm learning a bunch of new terms and shit.
You're just saying shit. That's all.
Yeah, no, but it's fun though. Up Off the X is fire too. It's kind of more like a tone down from Flawless because Flawless is just crazy. You know what I'll say for a lot of tracks in these albums? Imagine if EDM had a baby with bling era hip hop from the early 2000s with like modern trap. It's so fucking good. Out the Way's fire. Crank is fire. Got It All is probably like my second favorite. I think my top favorite's Flawless, but Got It All is like my PR song today, so that shit was fire too. Oh, with the Tonka, oh my god. But it's a good vibe all around for me. 7.5 out of 10 for sure. Closer to an 8, but 7.5 out of 10. Then moving onward, Snot or Not Homixide Gang. I gotta say, these guys are produced partially by another producer that I follow. Shout out Cody.
Dropping stuff.
Fucking perfect. He made a couple beats off this album. That's how I kind of got into it. They're kind of like still in the same vibe as YEAT, but I'd say a bit more colorful, where YEAT's a bit more dark. Uzi Works pretty fire. Fire with the 5 is fire. Wants and Needs is probably like my favorite song on this album, which was produced by Cody because he broke it down. Fights Book, Black Work, just a bunch of good vibes. I'd say if anything, it keeps up the aggression at high, but like it's less like, it's not like Destroy Lonely like Heavy Punky, where it's like kind of delving more into like grunge, but it's definitely it's a good middle ground between like color and aggression. So I think it's good too. Although I wasn't really, at some points it just got really dry. I think overall it's probably like a 6 out of 10 for me. Still a fun listen, but
parts of it are fun, parts of it just fall off.
It's just all over the place, but I think that the production has a good idea when it works, Yeah. So I'm here for that.
That's good.
And last but not least, my boys, the Florida natives, Suicide Boys, Yin Yang tapes. Now, this is just like one out of a series of tapes that I still have to listen to because they basically did the Weezer thing where they did like the fall season, the summer season, spring, and but they're probably gonna have to do a winter one too, obviously. So, they're just kind of like mini beat tapes, but like it kind of sounds like older funk. Funk on TikTok.
Oh my god, what a fucking cover.
Dude, it goes it's amazing.
It's like 2003 reggaeton.
That's what I was saying. If you think, listen, Suicide Boys really plays into that sort of shit, and I love it. I mean, like their mid 2010 stuff was really dark, but their later stuff has been like almost like throwbacky to it, because like it's like almost like, think of Lil Jon had a baby with XXXTentacion.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting.
I love it. But yeah, no, these are just like little mini tapes, like just
spring, summer,
funk,
fall.
Memphis rap tapes, essentially.
Yeah,
like
oh my god,
so
much discography funk, here, right? Dude.
Yeah, there's a lot, dude.
Kill Yourself sagas 1 through 5. Kill Yourself 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What the fuck? That's so much.
Yeah, they
fucked
up. I mean, they fucked up the first couple times doing it, but I did too. But that got dark. I'm sorry, that was too much.
Hold on, what the heck?
What?
How many Kill Yourself are there?
There's a lot.
There's 20?
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck? Kill Yourself, so part 20, the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
I love the titles.
Yeah, man. It's great. Yeah. These the guys that ones that made that song, the one less picking, I'll be gone. Dun 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 dun. You know that song?
Really?
TikTok? Yeah. But you could play it quietly, but you listen to the top song, they made that song. Which was funny because I didn't know it was made by them until I looked it up. I'm like, that is not a song that they would make. But the thing is like, you know, the boys have been, for the most part, pretty sober.
Hey, Matt.
What?
Ying Yang Tapes Winter Season comes out this Friday. May 26th.
Look at that. So I was reading the description. It's a month-long thing, so that's pretty far. They just been putting out so much shit this year.
There's a lot here, dude.
Yeah, I mean, and part of it is just because, again, like, they've just been sobering up. So I think maybe,
good for them.
You know, yeah, so scrimming.
That's why we haven't had a Kill Yourself Part 21. I'm sorry, I don't mean to mock it. It's just that's why.
No, you're not mocking it. No, I always thought it was funny too because I'm like, it's so fun.
Oh, okay. So, dude, there's like 3 or 4 fucking songs.
Yeah, no, it's a little mini thing. You know, it's not crazy, but it's more production based. You know, so, and I'm here for it because they're both great producers. I think honestly,
that's awesome.
Good time. I'd have to say, just for a small little EP. Now, the fact that it's in series, I still have to kind of give it an overall rating.
Yeah,
but I think this one was like, excuse me, like 7.5. So like it's a light 8. You know, I think it's up there.
Okay.
It's not
That's
the
hard
best
to hit
in their
too.
discography.
You only got 4 songs in there, dude. It's easy to fuck one up, and then your ratio falls.
I mean, because the thing is too. Granted, it would be higher, but the thing is, I can't. You know, you can only cycle through 4 songs as much as you could, and
Yeah.
you know the beats are. You know, because beats are fire. Don't get me wrong. If you play, that's what I'm saying. If I play them all concurrently, it'd probably be a higher rating. But, yup, that's the vibe. That wraps up reviews for the week. That wraps up the episode for the week. It was fun. This feels like a shorter one. I feel like
I think this is our short. Hold on.
In recent times, yeah, because most of them got like an hour and a half.
Don't look at the stream.
Nah, I'm not looking at the
screen. I think.
You fucked me up somehow, didn't you?
No, not you.
Oh
God, everything's
stop doing that.
Oh gosh.
Put yourself down now.
Oh fuck.
Figure it out, Miguel. Come on.
There
you go.
There we go.
Oh, no,
hey.
Right there.
Hey.
There you go.
This is part of the fun.
No, it is. It is part of the fun. I'm just looking at not like as like a mad dad, but I'm like a dad that's like, what the fuck you doing, man?
Anyway, what I was saying was, yes, I'm pretty sure this is actually one of our shortest episodes in probably since like January. Like, to be honest, like the 45-minute mark, I don't think we've hit since, or 50 minutes. So, well, then again, that puts it about on par, about an hour. Yeah.
So I'm here for it. But with that being said, have you ever heard of my friend Anything Bull?
Yeah.
TikTok, YouTube, Twitter.
YouTube. Have you heard of YouTube?
Did I say YouTube? Yeah, YouTube. Yeah. Actually, I don't really post that much on Twitter, but if y'all want to go on Twitter, yeah, we're on Twitter too. I kind of gave up with Twitter.
It's we don't use it. People don't use it's when Elon fixes
people
it,
use it. It's just not video friendly. I will say that. Maybe that's just me though. But anyway,
maybe you just gotta start posting our quotes on there instead.
Oh my god, that would get us canceled really quickly. Make sure we go on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're up on there too. Thanks for the good numbers as always. You know, glad to see you guys listening. So it's been a fun time.
Yeah.
What else? So possible announcement too. So you might see this more often. We're probably moving gaming to the main channel.
Yes,
as we've noticed, we want more people to enjoy the gaming bonanza with us.
And
but
we're having a lot of fun doing it.
Clearly, we've been focusing a lot on the pod, but you know, we want more people see the gaming too. You know, we want you to see everything that we've been doing because I feel like having the separate channels decentralizes us a little bit. So
it's the same thing that we realized with the Shorts channel and the Clips channel and the streams and whatever. It's
spreading you guys too thin. You know?
Yeah. I think that means we'll officially. When we fuse them, I'm sure we'll make an announcement and we'll start posting and whatever. But Anything Bull 4.0. I think that's what that means.
That's like a 3.5.
Well, we're in 3.5 right now. Maybe we can call it 3. Oh, you know what? I'll be
3.75
because we don't announce the stuff. Like we don't. Like the little fucking anything bowl software updates is more an internal us thing. We'll just call it 3.5.1.
Hate you. What the fuck have the people been missing?
Let's see. So today is Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you enjoyed your drive to work or your ride home from work, whatever it is. So you missed it. On Wednesday, we did post the Ultimate Fast and Furious tier list. We've been talking about it for ages. Very happy with how people are reacting to it through the shorts and things. It's finally there. Go check it out. Go check out the whole thing. It's about 40 minutes long. If not, peep the shorts. Matt's putting all the good stuff up on there for you. Before that, we had on Monday, of course, the movie review for Fast X. Yes, we're part of the problem. Yes, we are the reason that they keep making these movies. If you want to know our opinion on it, you just have to watch the video or listen to it. You know, everything's linked below. Lastly, before that, we had episode 54 last week, my favorite long title ever, A Folding Pixel Arrives, The Legend of Zelda and the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. We talk about pixels. We talk about Miguel's love for phones. We talk about The Legend of Zelda and why people love it so much. And then we end things around talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's lore for 45 minutes. That's right. We are a lore-based channel now, only with Five Nights at Freddy.
Game theory.
What does Freddy, Toy Freddy, and Golden Freddy all have in common? And I'll give you a hint. It's not their dick size. So anyway, folks, thank you so much for...
You gotta...
Dude, I keep seeing this meme. You ever see this guy on TikTok who's like, stop doing the Golden Freddy stance. It's scaring the children. And then he's just...
I saw it a couple weeks ago.
It's
or like
so
it was a
good.
long time ago. So good.
Anyway, thank you for watching the stream. Thank you for watching the recent stuff. Again, thank you guys for 150 subs. Somehow we got here far too quickly, but we appreciate each and every one of you. And we will see you this coming Monday. Let me tell you what we got coming up Monday before I forget. Little Mermaid review, snack time, and then episode 56 next week.
They was quick with it.
That's
yes,
right.
sir. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you for listening. And with that,
Bye, everybody.
goodbye.